welcome to my October plan with me. This is gonna be a very relaxed and chill video, so you can go grab a cup of coffee, tea, your favorite drink, and just plan with me. Okay, so before we start planning, let's go through my September spreads. So if you didn't watch my September plan with me, I basically did this like kind of fall theme, I guess. It was this like orange flowers, and I just added some like, I don't know, cute little like drawings and stuff. I'm still not done with my spreads. I didn't use that much my September spreads and stuff, but that's because I didn't have a lot to do. So yeah, now let's start with my October plan with me. So my theme for October is flowers once again. These are like yellow flowers. They're kind of like doodles, so it's not really like a specific flower, I guess. It doesn't really have a shape, this flower, but it's fine. Anyway, so I'm going in with my Micron fine liner, and this is the 01, and I just wanted this my October spreads to be very minimalistic and just, you know, just soft, and I didn't want to like overwhelm myself with like a lot of doodles or something like really complicated to draw. So I picked this. Yeah, it's very simple doodles that anyone can see, anyone can do. So as you can see, it's basically just like drawing lines, and then the leaves are just like this like oval shapes, kind of like pointy at the end, and then the flower, it's this like weird like wiggly shape. I don't really know how to explain it, but you can see it there. Yeah, so what are your guys like spreads for October? Tell me in the comments, because I really want to know. I've been lacking a lot of inspiration lately, so doing flowers is always like my go-to, I guess, because I really enjoy drawing flowers. And I don't know, I just think they're easy to draw because flowers in nature is not like perfect, you know, like you're not gonna see like a perfect flower or whatever. So I think it's just good to draw flowers because you don't have to worry about the drawings being perfect and stuff. So last week I started school. I started online school, so I wanted my spreads to be, you know, very like straightforward, I guess, so that I could just easily like use it, because that's the point of a bullet journal. But I do enjoy making it pretty and stuff, so I did want to like draw stuff instead of just, you know, doing whatever spreads I needed for school. And I don't do many spreads in my bullet journal, but I'll talk about that later. So now I'm using these washi tapes that Amanda richly sent me. So if you don't know, I was in one of Amanda's videos. It was very fun. She bought me stuff, and yeah, so recently she released like new stationery and like washi tapes and a new notebook, a dotted notebook. So I wanted to use one of the washi tapes she gave me, so I picked I'm not sure what like pack it is, I'll link it down below, but I'm using this like green stripy one with like diagonal stripes. I don't know, I've been very into green lately. I'm not sure why, because I've always like disliked green, but now it's just like, it's so pretty. Like, of course it depends on the shade, and like, you know, there's ugly greens, but I've been loving green lately. But yeah, as you can see, I didn't want to like color like everything in, so I wanted to be kind of like spotty and just you know, not perfect. So I went ahead with my mildliner brush pen and the green one. So I just kind of like painted, like color the leaves and the stems and whatever of the flowers. but not perfect. You know, I left some like white spots, and then with my yellow mildliner I went ahead and colored in the flowers again, just leaving some white spots because I didn't want them to look perfect. And then I added more like leaves around, you know, just leaves floating around the flowers. I probably should add more leaves because it kind of looks like they stopped at a certain point in the page, but I'm too lazy to fix that. I know it would literally take me 5 seconds, but let's see if I'll fix it today. Yeah, so now I'm putting like washi tapes. So I'm layering. I'm also using this yellow washi tape that I got from Staples. Well, this is one of the washi tapes that actually Amanda got me like when I was on her video, but we got it from Staples, and I'm just layering that yellow one and this green one. So I guess my colors for this month are green and yellow, which yellow is one of my favorite colors. And before, all of my Hermione mode stuff used to be yellow, but it was just too intense for what I wanted to, like, my aesthetic to look like or whatever. But yeah, so I'm layering these two washi tapes. Oh, and also I had to like cut the green washi tape like to make it thinner, so it fit like the flowers and stuff. But yeah, so now we're going on to my sleep tracker. So I'm doing lettering. As you can see, I am actually using a Tombow brush pen. I will leave all the stationery that I am using down below. But yeah, so I'm only doing these two spreads, my sleep tracker and my habit tracker. And in my habit tracker page, I also have a highlights section, so to highlight anything that happens in the month. But for my sleep tracker, it's very simple. I do this every single month, but I just like tracking my sleep and making sure that I, like, you know, go to bed at a reasonable time and wake up around the same time every day, because that just helps in like staying track. And like, because if I sleep like one day and I don't know, wake up at 11 a.m. instead of 8 a.m., it would just like throw me off. So I just like to keep track of how many hours I sleep, and I've noticed that I really do not function well if I don't have like at least 8 hours of sleep in me. So I think this helps me, like, you know, kind of keep track of that. I already said that. Anyway, so again, I'm drawing the flowers on each side of the title, and I'm just putting like leaves, you know, just floating around. And I don't use rulers, okay? I am too lazy to take out my ruler from my pencil case and use it. I think, you know, it's something that we all struggle with, right? But yeah, so I'm just going ahead, just, you know, freehanded. And a trick that I use is to kind of like move the whole notebook so that, you know, it kind of, you're comfortable, you know, drawing the line. And something that I learned from Amanda Rachley is to like not move your wrist when you're like drawing the line. So you just kind of like pull the pen and stuff without moving your wrist, and then you just move the notebook around if you need it. And now I'm just going ahead and putting all the numbers. It's kind of irritating to have to do this every single month, but it's fine. My numbers are always like messy because I get tired like really fast, like, of doing that. But yeah, so now I'm just like erasing all like the pencil marks, and that also annoys me, like not having to erase, but like the little thingies that the eraser, like, what's the word, you know, those little things that when you erase, they're there, and it's like, I don't know how to call it, like the little thingies that the eraser has, like the drops when you erase stuff. I struggled. Oh god. Okay, anyway, so that really annoys me, especially when I'm filming, because my filming setup for my playing with me's are not ideal. I'm using my desk, right? And then the only way that I can record and make it look pretty is for me to be like behind like my phone, and it's really not an ideal setup So just having to like clean everything is just really annoying, because I have like this like little decorations around like my notebook and stuff, and I have to pick up like all my pencil cases and like all my stationery to like throw away all the eraser little pieces that it drops. So that's annoying. But now we're going on to my habit tracker, and I'm again like drawing the flowers, and I don't know how good this looked. I wanted to use like kind of like the leaves, you know, like floating away, not floating away, but like, you know, the wind just like taking them to like the corner of the page. I don't know if it came across that way. But yeah, so as you can see, I only have these 2 pages for spreads. I haven't been using like my bullet journal. I only use it for my habit tracker, my sleep tracker, and my to-do list, and that's perfect for me because I also use like Google Calendar and my Notion to organize my life, so I don't need a lot in my bullet journal. So I just have these 2 spreads, and I like that also because I feel like more spreads would like overwhelm me and stuff, and I just wouldn't use them. But yeah, so I'm going back to doing like little calendars for each habit. I've been doing a lot of just one like big box for all my habits, and you know, just the numbers on the side, kind of like the sleep tracker setup that you can see here, but for habits. I've been doing that a lot, but I wanted to change it up and do like individual boxes for each of them, just to kind of have, yeah, just to change it up a little bit, and just, you know, I just like how it looks. So again, I'm going like freehand, because literally my ruler was like right next to me, but I was just too lazy to use it. But as you can see, I'm like moving the notebook around, and as I told you, I don't really move my wrist when I'm drawing the line. I just kind of like pull the pen with me, and just, you know, that's what happens. Now I'm just erasing everything again, and as you can see, I didn't like actually clean after erasing, so you're gonna see a lot of like eraser pieces and stuff around. Just ignore them. I was too lazy to throw them like off my desk. But yeah, so as you can see here, I have my highlights section. So it's just a big box, like a long box, and I can put stuff that has happened in the month that I want to remember. Like, I don't know, hanging out with friends, or going, like, it's the tiny things that like make me happy, like going for a walk or reading at the park and stuff. Those are the things that I enjoy and like to put in my highlights sections. But yeah, and I messed up here, so I had to use my my whiteout to like cover that little line there. It's kind of annoying to have to do that, because you can still see, you know, that you messed up there, because the color of the whiteout doesn't perfectly match the color of the page. And you can just see it, but it's fine, you know, we'll deal with it. And also, while doing the flowers, I messed up, and for some reason I colored in like the flower, you know, like the yellow part with green, but I feel like on camera you can't really see it. Maybe you can, not sure. Like it doesn't look that bad. Yeah, when I go ahead with the yellow, it looks worse. Anyway, I felt like there was a lot of green in this page and just like empty, so I went ahead and used like my yellow washi tape on this one, and then, you know, just the usual going and writing all the numbers for each little calendar. Really annoying, I know. I should get one of those like stamps thingies that people use to just you know, just stamp the numbers there. But I don't know, I think I'll stick to this for a while until I just get really sick of writing all the numbers and stuff. But yeah, again, as you can see, like I have leaves like all over the page. I'm not sure if I'm gonna add more later. I think that's it. But I wish I had like defined more the little like leaves floating like with the wind thingy. They kind of like defined it more in a shape that looked like the wind was taking them, because it just kind of looks like a bunch of leaves just weirdly, I don't know, like grouped together. It looks weird, I don't know. But yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you want to recreate this, I would recommend to have like a very like defined shape, like a, you know, those like squiggly shapes for like the wind and stuff, and that's where you can put like your leaves and stuff. And I love when people recreate my spreads. It's very cute, or when they're like inspired by my spreads. And if you ever do recreate one of my spreads, you can tag me on like Instagram, so I can post it on my story and share it with everyone. But yeah, that's basically it for my spreads. As you can see, very simple, very minimalistic, whatever. So now let's just do the flip through. Oh, I also added like a washi tape on my sleep tracker on the bottom left to just add a pop of color. I just felt like it was missing something, and of course it's gonna be filled by the end of the month, so I didn't want to make it look too busy. And then I also just added this like yellow pops of color on my habit tracker. But yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, take care of yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.